Welcome to the MC Report, episode number 19, the March Madness episode. It's March! Expect the unexpected. What I also didn't expect is that I went perfect in the Big 12.
That's my man.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all, but I'll take it. I mean, get anything to get ahead of 21 games of Aaden. Now, granted, March Madness, we pick like 60 games, so this could just fade.
64.
But it's close enough. But, I mean, 10 games above him in college basketball, and the rest I tied. So I'll take it. I mean, not bad at all. We're going to have a little bit of tempo here. We do still have stuff to talk about in terms of the NFL. Max Crosby, who last episode was traded to Baltimore, is no longer traded to Baltimore. Yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting this. Both the trade and the trade to just be rejected by Wembanyama. So, yeah, he's back with the Raiders. If I had to be honest, I mean, if he wanted a ring, he probably should have stayed at Baltimore. But I know Baltimore just did this because they got Trey Hendrickson. So, whatever. I don't think it's a bad thing for Max. I think deep down he wanted to stay a Raider. So,
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
yeah, Max Crosby, Raider for life. Free agency happened. We said that we would talk about it. I'm just going to go off the things I care about. Like, I don't care about Kai Koger. So, Minka started it off. Actually, not Minka. Taron Johnson started off getting traded from the Bills to the Raiders. The Raiders did a lot of things. So they're like the winners of free agency. I don't remember what it was. It was a draft pick. Pretty good addition. Minka traded to New York from Miami for a 7th-round draft pick. You're going to notice a theme with Miami. They're going to do a lot. And then he got... Yeah, they're not going to get a lot either. Minka also signed an extension. Rashawn Gary traded from Dallas to Green Bay for a 4th-round pick. We talked about that last time. Geno Smith is back with the Jets. He wrote back. That's not going to do much for him. And then Darnell Savage, sneaky good addition. I think he'll be a backup role, but still. Yeah, that's a good signing for Pittsburgh. They're also, I think, big winners of free agency. And then everybody else just got... Yeah, everybody else got money. This was on... Yeah. I wouldn't say scam, but I don't agree. Daniel Jones getting $44 million per year is an interesting choice. He had about half a year that was good. Let me remind the Colts this. And, yeah, and then he also just got, more money than I could probably ever get. So, yeah, I disagree. I don't think they should have done this. I think they should have probably just franchise tagged him or tradition tagged him or whatever it's called and just stuck with it and see how he did, but they paid him before the year. This is either going to go one of two ways. It's either going to go really good and Daniel Jones is like a franchise quarterback, or it's going to go really bad and he's cut by the next offseason. So, yeah, he got his bag, though, so that's cool. Do not mix. Yeah. I have nothing to say about Daniel Jones. I'm going to be honest. It's going to go in the negative. I have no faith in Daniel Jones. But maybe he can prove me wrong. Who knows? Maybe the Colts make a playoff push. More free agency stuff. Chikakonkwo, Dino's favorite player, is a Washington Commander. Same with Nick Cross, another sneaky good signing. Javon Hargrave, who we'll talk about later, cut by the Vikings. And then the rest. More free agency. Darnell Parham, another good signing. I kind of wish the Chargers got him, but we got more people later, so it's fine. He signed with the Jets. He just wanted his bag. Kirk Cousins, cut. Jake Browning is Tampa. Harrison Smith, cut. I was kind of shocked by this. I kind of figured he'd be at Minnesota for life, but he wants a ring. That's why he left. He said to Minnesota, hey, I want a ring, and then he left. No, it's not. 9 is not going to do much. He may put up 9 losses. Bradley Chubb was cut and then signed by his rival, Miami. What are you doing? Now, granted, this is an overpay because I have no faith that Bradley Chubb will even get close to like 9 sacks. Yeah, I don't know. They're replacing Nick Bosa with Joey Bosa with a worse Joey Bosa. So that's fantastic. As I said, Javon Hargrave goes from Minnesota to Green Bay. I talked about this with Aaden. I don't think this is a bad signing. I just kind of thought they would address this in the draft, and obviously they didn't. He's a bit old. He's like 31, 32, and you signed him on a 2-year deal. Now technically 3. But, yeah, out of all the people to sign for D tackle, I was not expecting this one. I was expecting maybe they'd sign like a Keanu Benton or something. But
Jalen Carter.
no, you're not trading for Jalen Carter. We've been over this. But I see why your D tackle position. You got Wyatt and Carl Brooks. So, yeah, and you. So yeah, it's understandable. I just don't particularly think the Packers should have done this. They should have went another direction. Aaden wants to talk about his team. So, I mean, I'm going to talk about my team later. So, understandable. We did some stuff. You'll see. So, Javon Hargrave.
I'll say I like the signing. We needed to address D tackle, and I do think a veteran experience because we have a very young defensive line. Now Micah's around that middle age. Wyatt's young. Lucas Van Ness is young. It's nice to get a veteran presence in the locker room, in that D-line room. My favorite part about this signing so far, you might have seen this. Did you see his kid's reaction to getting signed by the Packers?
I did, but I don't remember.
He was like, it was like, oh, Green Bay, no way. He thought he was going to the bum-ass Falcons. Nobody cares about those guys. Javon Hargrave, welcome to the team. I think he'll be either a very good or a very bad addition. We'll have to see. Especially with Wyatt tearing out his ACL, though. I think for this first year, it's very important to have him. You know what? I'm gonna give a little preview. More signings. Diggs got cut. Tua got cut. Nate Hobbs got cut. If you're on this slide, you got cut probably.
Now, there is actually a lot of people I want to talk about. Diggs got cut for stuff he shouldn't have done. These two signings, I'm at odds with. I love Josh Harris. That's like a Charger for life guy. He's our long snapper, so I'm very happy we got him back. I think it was a 2-year. And then Keaton Mitchell. Now, I love Keaton Mitchell. I think he can be a great running back, and I think this is a great fit for him. Where is Vidal going to play? That's my question. We're going to keep Hampton as our number one guy because, yeah. I think Mitchell, if I'm going to be honest, is probably going to be a third down back, but then that kind of screws Hampton because the entire point of him being drafted was so he could be a cowbell back, getting all the snaps, and then Vidal is just an afterthought. So, if you want a running back in fantasy, don't pick any of the Chargers ones because I don't know what's going to happen. No, I wouldn't even take Hampton because he might not lose his job, but he's not going to get what he had last year. Tua cut, Wyatt Teller cut, Nate Hobbs cut. These guys all suck. I'm going to be honest. Wyatt Teller got a contract with Houston. That's how you know it's bad. And then, absolute scam of the century. Orlando Brown is hot dookie water. The only person that's worse is Jawan Taylor, and he got $16 million a year. And it may be Keyshawn Nixon. That's a different position. I understand it because there was no offensive lineman in free agency this year besides but he's gone now. But that's just not a good signing. This one's really screwed up, so I'm going to say the ones. Jaquan Brisker signed with Pittsburgh. Very good addition. I am a big fan of Jaquan Brisker. I don't know, but they're really good at it. Gardner Johnson, how did he fall off? That's an interesting fall off, but a good signing for Buffalo. We got Denzel Perryman back. Nothing burger of a signing. He's just a backup. Kyler Murray signed with Minnesota. I'm saying this right now. This is either the steal of free agency or it means nothing. He will start. I will be shocked if he doesn't start. They sign him just to bench him. But either way, that's a good signing. Kyler is from the Minnesota area, so he's a Vikings fan, grew up, so that's very cool. Yeah, that gap is just there for some reason. I think that was supposed to be an ad, but I had an ad blocker on. Calvin Austin, good signing. I think the Giants really need these kind of backup receivers that can do a lot. They got these veteran receivers. Calvin Austin, obviously, he's not great. He's kind of just a speed guy, a slot guy. But concerning the fact, I think the Giants are still going to take a receiver in the first round, maybe like a Carnell Tate, kind of a bigger guy, like a Jordan Tyson maybe. This is a good signing. This is your slot receiver next to Malik Neighbors, who's going to be playing on the inside probably now if they draft a receiver. Rashad White, for some reason, Washington signed like 3 different running backs that played the exact same. Like they signed Jerome Ford. Sure. I mean, if one doesn't work, try them all. And then Jonathan Allen, since he needs defense, so they spent money. Yeah, they spent money on defense. So good from them. We're back to normal. Emmanuel Wilson. I have no attachment to Emmanuel Wilson, but he's with Seattle. I think that's a good signing, especially with Kenneth gone. Now, granted, I don't really know how good Emmanuel Wilson is, but I don't think he's bad. So that's interesting.
There was a game, I want to say it was against Minnesota. He stepped up real big.
Yeah, don't remember. Yeah, but yeah, Emmanuel Wilson, good signing, especially coming next to Charbonnet. This is kind of shocking. Bryce Huff could have got paid and he retired. I mean, good on him. He got his bag, but interesting. Tutu Atwell, for things we're seeing now, the signing makes sense. I don't love the signing. I think Tutu kind of fell off. Sorry, Silas. But, I mean, it's a one-year prove-it. Yeah, a one-year prove-it deal. This is a fantastic signing, especially coming back to San Fran, Dre Greenlaw. I still think he can be one of the top linebackers in the entirety of football, not just like an outside, a middle. He can be one of the best. And, I mean, $7.5 million. Yes, I think he's very solid. What happened to Sean Bunting, man? I mean, he's getting... Oh, boy. Michael Pittman, in a trade with the Colts, heads to Pittsburgh, and then they obviously paid Alec Pierce. I like this for Pittsburgh, like a lot. Now, granted, DBs are going to be so scared because it's like 6'4" Michael Pittman and 6'5" DK Metcalf. Yeah, that's going to be scary. I think fantasy-wise, once again, I don't mean to bring up fantasy, but I'm staying away from Pittsburgh as well because I have no clue who's the wide receiver one here. Probably DK. Yeah, probably DK. But this is still a very good trade, especially for Pittsburgh. I think they won this by a mile. It was some draft pick. I think it was a third next year. But you're going to see they paid him as well, and it wasn't. I don't think it was a drastic overplay. So good trade. Pittsburgh's making some moves. The only problem is who the hell is going to be their quarterback? I'm guessing Rodgers, but man, obviously there's been links to Drew Aller. No, I think they'll start Will Howard over Drew Aller, but. Good trade for Pittsburgh, definitely. Once again, just the blankness. Kobe Durant, I'm not calling him Jacoby. Like, what are we doing? But good signing for Dallas. DB is their biggest problem, and this is a very good slot corner. And $5.5 million doesn't seem like a lot. It's also another one-year prove-it deal. I don't know how Nate Hobbs got a job. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know how he did that, but, scamming San Fran, that's been a thing for a while. Arnold Igbenui signed with Philly. Another. I know. I don't know how you say it. I just kind of guessed. But I think this is a good signing. He's very underrated. He came from Atlanta and from Penn State, so a little bit biased. But he was very solid in college. He wasn't spectacular in Atlanta, but he was solid. He gets another one-year prove-it deal. Philly seems kind of like if you're an edge rusher and you want to prove it, you go to Philly. So that's kind of cool. And then Drew Tranquil. He could have probably went to free agency and got like a bag, like a 2-year, I don't know, Yeah, Mahomes is not even going to be there for like first 4 weeks. This is not a good signing for him. For KC, this is like the steal of free agency. Because how are you signing Drew Tranquil, a very solid linebacker? I would argue top 10 for $3.5 million. That's that's diabolical. Is there anything here? What did I want to put on here? This is all just kind of backups. I don't know why I put this on here. I think Dalvin Tomlinson. Yeah, I'm not in love with that, like at all. Once again, this is kind of another situation where we're signing a person. Dalvin Tomlinson. I think he's going to be our D tackle, but also there's a very realistic chance that in the second round, possibly the first, we take a defensive tackle, in which case that makes this signing absolutely useless. So, yeah, I'm not really sure why we did that. The rest are backups. Rashawn Gary got a contract. Yeah, Rashawn Gary got a contract. Good on him. Rasheed Walker, who I think you have mixed feelings towards. I'm not sure. But the Panthers are signing. I think it was a 2-year 20, maybe 25. Okay signing. I think it depends on how he plays. But as of right now, I'm just going to say, yeah, I think it's interesting. I think this is kind of not really a prove-it deal. Yeah. I think it's not really a prove-it deal. It's just kind of, there's nothing out there, so let's just sign the top guy for what he wants. And I think the Panthers are a good fit for him because that O-line is either the best thing on some weeks or actually like, or like literally the worst thing. So I would say a solid tackle, not really a good tackle. I'm not big on Rasheed Walker. I think he's mostly a pass blocker. I might be wrong about that, but good signing. It's not really going to be big, I think, in the long term. Tua is headed to Atlanta. If I had to be honest, if there was one place on the entirety of the NFL that Tua could start, it would probably be Atlanta. Now, if I had to be honest, if I am the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, Kevin Stefanski, I'm starting Penix if he's healthy. Tua's not bad by any means. I'm still kind of on the Tua train. I didn't really ever think he was a superstar, but I thought he was solid. Yeah, there's a Tua train. But I was never, obviously, injuries have played a role in this, and also his play has played a role in this. But also, Miami's just kind of a dumpster fire right now. You're going to see it. And, yeah, he kind of needed out. I think this is a good signing for Atlanta because it's, once again, like a 1 year, 1.5. And if Tua doesn't start, he's just getting money to sit. He's already making like $30 million from Miami from cutting him, and he's just going to get $40 million to sit and do nothing anyway. So, I mean, it's a win. Yeah, it's a win-win for Tua. Same with Kyler. He's getting the same thing. But a win-win for Tua. You could start week 1. You could not and make $40 million. So good on him. I mean, Tua's kind of been through it. And then, once again, if there was one place Justin Fields could start, it was probably Kansas City. Same with Tua going to the Chiefs. I didn't really expect Tua to go there. This is an amazing trade. I think this is honestly a really good trade for the Chiefs, as much as I hate to say it. I am still a firm believer Justin Fields can be a starting quarterback somewhere. He was great in Pittsburgh. I don't know why they benched him for Russ, because Russ was unimpressive to me. The Jets are the Jets, so I don't really think that's very telling. The Bears, when he was there, are the Bears, so that wasn't very telling. I think he's an amazing athlete. The question is, can he improve as a passer? And even when he was in Pittsburgh, there were flashes that he was not that great of a passer. This is an offensive system with Andy Reid and probably Tyreek Hill. He has not been signed as of this recording, but I would be flabbergasted if he doesn't go to KC. I think this is great for Justin Fields. This is great for the Chiefs. This is your quarterback through week 1 to however long Mahomes is out, and then Fields can learn from Mahomes. So, yeah, I mean, this is like A+. This is a nice trade. And plus the Jets need to get rid of him because they just got Geno. So, good on Justin Fields. Miami is in full rebuild mode. Now, they just came out and said they're not going to get rid of A-Chain. I would contradict that, say, why not blow up the whole thing? But, a good trade, I think, for Miami. I think this is a C+ to a B+, in which case the Broncos kind of lose this. I think you could have got Waddle for less. I think if you gave him, like, now, granted, people have been saying, oh, it's a late first-round pick. But even being said, it's still a first-round pick, and now they're not going to have a pick until the second round, late in the second, unless they trade up. So I think the Broncos, this is a move they needed to make. Cortland Sutton's getting older. He's not really getting any better. He's a good physical guy. But Waddle is this fast, shifty guy, something you didn't have. Sorry, Marvin Mims. But it's a good trade for Denver, but I still don't believe this really pushes them over the edge unless they get a steal in the draft. And we don't know it yet. But I think for what Miami is trying to do, this is a good trade for them. They have Devon A-Chain and Malik Willis and nothing else on offense now. Yeah. Draft Devon A-Chain in fantasy because holy crap, there's nothing there. Unless you want Tutu Atwell. But yeah, good win. I think Miami wins this by a fair margin. Now, if Denver wins the Super Bowl, which I don't think they will, especially with just Jalen Waddle. Yeah, unless Waddle goes for 2,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 182 catches, Miami wins this deal. I think that they are getting good draft capital, and, I mean, they only gave up, a fourth. So, good win for them. After all of that, we have to go to the disgrace that is the 76ers. As we mentioned last episode, it's just backups. So, I don't really expect them to be any top contenders. But the pathetic way we played these games is what annoys me. Cleveland, we just did nothing the entire game. We were just kind of there for the vibes. We didn't play good until the fourth quarter, and we were down by 20 by that point. So, I mean, who cares? We escaped the Grizzlies. Let me remind you, they don't have Jaren Jackson. They don't have Ja Morant. They don't have Santi Aldama. They have nothing, and we were losing heading into the fourth. We did win, so thank the Lord, thank the stars. But not good at all. And then Detroit basketball, and then we escaped the Nets. This was way closer than it needed to be. We outplayed them through 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter happened, and we did the Sixers thing. Now, granted, we didn't completely blow it. We beat the Nets. We almost lost to them for a second time this year in Philly. I don't know how that's going to happen. But, yeah, just we're a mess right now. We're not a very good basketball team. And then this is the one game I think we play well. Quentin Grimes is absolutely him.
He will either put up the best performance you've ever seen, or
yeah. It's either I still think we shouldn't have traded away Jared McCain because A, you traded him to the defending champs, and they always scam people, and B, he could have been fit somewhere in here. But Quentin Grimes is just playing like VJ Edgecombe should be playing. Now, granted, they've been double teaming VJ because we have nobody out there, and I don't think. Yeah, and I don't think they expected Quentin Grimes to put up 31 and just 50% shooting. But very good game from Quentin Grimes. I was pleasantly shocked. And we came in, we saw, we conquered. So, good win. That's some good momentum. And then this game happened, and then yeah. We shot 38% as a team, and we shot 15% from 3. Now, granted, I didn't think we would win, but they had their backups in by the third quarter. So, and they were still outplaying us. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody expected any less. Now, we only are going to do the games until next Tuesday, just in case we don't do it Monday. I really, really hope our backups can beat the Kings. Now, I'm going to be honest. Considering the way we've played, we can most definitely lose this game. I think not DeBonsta. Oh my goodness, I'm getting sidetracked. It's March, but I think Russ, if he does return, I don't know what his injury is a very solid player. And DeRozan has been heating up as of recently, but the thing is that they shouldn't be heating up because they have 18 wins. They want to play for the number one overall pick. But considering the fact it's the Kings, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say we win. But I would not be shocked from what I've seen if we lose this game. Between the backup 76ers squad, the whatever our G League team is, and yeah, something like that, and the Sacramento Kings, how are they still a franchise? Who do you got at 10 p.m.? Who's staying up to watch this? I'm so sorry.
Not me. I'll be watching March Madness. I'm chewing. I would give an explanation, but I don't need to. These guys stink. Oh. No. I don't know if anybody on the Philadelphia 76ers sports management watches these. I highly doubt it. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid. Anybody on the Philadelphia 76ers, if you do not win these 2 games, you are the biggest joke in the league. If you get swept, you should be a G League team. Call up the G Leaguers. If a guy named Collier, it sounds like his name's Colin. If he beats us, I'm done.
I'm retired. I'd like to also say, as I picked the 76ers, all 3 of their top guys at these positions are hurt. And also, they don't have Jaren Jackson either. So their top 4 players are all hurt. If we lose to this team, sell the franchise. Anyway, yeah, sell it to Pittsburgh. Give them a team. Anyway, Oklahoma City. They might win by 60. They might. I mean, the comedy writes itself, folks. I mean, this isn't even like on purpose. But the comedy writes itself. But if we win this game, Aaden can host. How about that? Because I would be flabbergasted.
Shake on it.
Yes, like.
All right, well then I'm changing my calculated. That was short for calculated. I'm gonna pick the Thunder just because my record is so abysmal to Kolstin. Please, you can lose the other two. Just win. Get Maxey healthy for this game. Give him the most amazing massages, meditation, whatever he needs to be back for this game. They stink.
Yeah, once again, I picked the Flyers, and they disappoint me. And you pick the Rangers, and they don't disappoint you. That's really all that needs to be said. They did nothing the entire game. They were down 6-1 entering the third period, so there's that. We went into a shootout. We lost. What's new? Jokes aside, Brian Rust is putting out his prime performances right now. Like, this is like prime Brian Rust we're seeing. And he's playing very solid for his team. We still get a point from this. The Hurricanes are not a bad team. I honestly think at full power, we can beat this team in a playoff series. Do I think we will? Probably not. But I think we can. I think that the Hurricanes are not really frauds, but they are very shaky despite their record. So,
I got breaking news.
yeah. Oh, boy, breaking news. What sport?
NFL.
Oh, no.
The Eagles.
Oh, God. Jalen Carter's been re-signed.
Traded for Panthers. Backup quarterback Andy Dalton.
Okay, I don't care. Andy Dalton to the Eagles. What did he do?
That's a big move, boy.
Yeah, that wouldn't even go. Yeah, if Andy Dalton plays in 2026, sell the NFL. Anyway, yeah, I would say this is a quality loss. I think the Penguins, not that bad of a loss. We both picked the Capitals, and they did nothing. They were up 1-0, and then nothing went towards their net ever again. I'm kind of shocked by this. The Capitals have kind of been owning the Flyers recently, and the Flyers decided to just play for once in their lives. So good on them. I don't know what the Capitals are trying to do. I think they're trying to get a certain playoff matchup that they want, but they're doing very bad at it because now they're outside of the playoffs. So,
They're just trying to get Artex wrong, clearly.
yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but
Watching Artex.
yeah, good for them. We both got this wrong. Minnesota. Like, I mean, I guess. They're such a weird team because Minnesota has a great record, but they don't play like it at all. They're the Minnesota Vikings when they went 14-3. So, I fully expect the Minnesota Wild to be upset in the first round of the NHL playoffs. Like, I'm almost confident this will happen. I don't care who it is. But, yeah, the Flyers won another game. Kind of shocking. Yeah, that game happened. And also, I'm still winless against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yeah, I mean, I seriously thought, we're going into a shootout. I'll finally get one right. And then Philadelphia just decided to just shoot the most horrendous, terrible, awful shots. Like, I actually don't understand. The Blue Jackets genuinely spite me. They see my videos. That's motivation enough. Like, I actually don't understand it. Alex, yeah, it's just like, it's every time. I'm like 0-9 against this team. I don't understand it. They actually own me. I don't know how we did this. I was so confident we were going to lose this game through one period because I was like, oh, the Penguins are down 2. We're either going to come back and win or we're going to do nothing. Thank God we did the first one. I honestly think Utah is honestly better than their record because technically they are in the negative. But they play a very solid game. They're very fast-paced. Kind of weird for a new team in the NHL. But I also think Utah is a little bit, I don't know, just iffy. Both these teams very iffy around the sides. So, good win for the Penguins. More points tallied up.
What in the world?
Where was this all year?
Remember when I was crashing out when we lost to the Sharks 5-4?
Yeah, I don't know how, what? We came in and We came, we saw, we kicked their ass. Oh my god! Like this is the most shocked I've ever been in any game. I'm so proud. I never. I would have rather. I honestly thought we had a higher chance of the dinosaurs coming back than this score happening. Everybody played well. Like this was just an all around. If we play like this in the playoffs, we're winning the Stanley Cup. Like it's actually ridiculous. We do have to pick until Monday. Tuesday, excuse me. We lost 4. I actually don't know who to pick. We lost 4-5. Nah, I'll pick. I'm gonna take the Hurricanes. I think that at home the Hurricanes are just slightly better than the Penguins. Plus, they're very solid at home, and we're just.
At home, they're slightly better than the Penguins, and at home.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Crosby has returned, but I think he's gonna not play like a lot of minutes. I don't think he'll just immediately go. It's gonna be like a time restraint. So, like with the NBA, how they Tatum came back, played 10 minutes. Kind of like that. I think the Hurricanes do get this win. I think they kind of sweep us. But if we play like we did, 5-4 loss. Oh, whatever. If we like with a 5-4 loss, like if we do that again, I'll be very pleased. This is not a bad team at all. So between the Penguins and the Hurricanes, who you got?
We're gonna lose because of one man, and his name's Bussy. I love Bussy. That's
Interesting sentence.
yeah. Hurricanes by 3. 4-1. No jokes. Oh. I'm gonna do it, Kolstin. I'm gonna do it. Give me the Ducks. They're quacking their way. I hate the Flyers. They stink. He's good. Cutter's gonna cut his way through this defense and post a victory.
I would like to disagree with that fact. This is the battle of two absolute frauds, and I think one lesser fraud will win. Anaheim has done nothing all year. They're either going to win by 1 or lose by 5. So, this is true. The Flyers cannot score to save their lives. But yeah, nobody's staying up to watch this game, and if you are, please watch March Madness. But, it's March! Anyway, I know, I'm very excited. Yeah, I think the Flyers win. That's about it. Ooh. Wait, I forgot this game was on the schedule. The Kings did win last time. I'm actually going to take the Flyers again. The Kings are interesting. They're a very interesting team. They're terrible at home. I don't know why. This is like with the Rangers earlier in the year, but then we realized the Rangers were just bad. No, the Kings are not. Wait, the Kings are not that bad, but they're also not that great. The Flyers are at least just mediocre. They're there for the vibes. So I think I'll take it based off that. I will say the goaltending for the Kings is very solid. This is not showing how good they actually are because they're either letting up 1 or 5. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Flyers. Now I have a feeling you're taking the Kings, so explain why.
Ding, ding, ding. Kolstin's tonight's big winner. The reason why, I don't know if you noticed this or not.
I'm down by 22 games.
No. They have a West Coast doubleheader.
That means they'll get used to the time zones.
That's not how that works, Kolstin. But, yeah, I just think this is the third time I'm going to say this. They're either going to win both or lose both. They are not going to split. And if they split, we split. And I don't want to split with you. So you smell. Please, Pittsburgh. If you do not win this game, Sidney Crosby deserves to cut the rest of the team, except Benjamin Kendall. I love Benjamin Kendall.
He's pretty good.
He's my guy.
And Brown and
And the first line can stay. And out of here, Kolstin. The Jets stink. That's why. Who do you got?
I agree, but I have a feeling. I don't know why. There's always one game. It's gonna come down to goalie play. I think the Penguins have just slightly better goalies. I mean, you can tell by the percent. Oop, I cut that out. That says 2.78. But I think they have slightly better percentages, and also Skinner and that.
It's been a while since we talked about it. We won.
Yeah, we did. We still won that deal. But
Jari is stinking up the net.
the Nets, yeah, bro. Nothing can stink up the Nets, bro. They're already stunk enough. But yeah, I know. But yeah, I get it. But I think the Penguins can come in. They're not going anywhere. I think they can win pretty easily. We did lose to this team. It was like the first week. So
Sports management watches these. I highly doubt it. Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, anybody on the Philadelphia 76ers. If you do not win these 2 games, you are the biggest joke in the league. If you get swept, you should be a G League team. Call up the G Leaguers. If a guy named Collier, it sounds like his name's Colin. If he beats us, I'm done.
I'd like to also say, as I picked the 76ers, all 3 of their top guys at these positions are hurt. And also, they don't have Jaren Jackson either. So their top 4 players are all hurt. If we lose to this team, sell the franchise. Anyway, yeah, sell it to Pittsburgh. Give them a team. Anyway, Oklahoma City. They might win by 60. They might. I mean, the comedy writes itself, folks. I mean, this isn't even like on purpose, but the comedy writes itself. But if we win this game, Aaden can host. How about that? Because I would be flabbergasted.
Shake on it?
Yes.
All right, well, then I'm changing my... Ooh, calculated. That was short for calculated. I'm going to pick the Thunder just because my record is so abysmal to Kolstin. Please. You can lose the other 2. Just when... Get Maxey healthy for this game. Give him the most amazing massages, meditation, whatever he needs to be back for this game. They stink.
Yeah. Once again, I picked the Flyers and they disappoint me, and you picked the Rangers and they don't disappoint you. That's really all that needs to be said. They did nothing the entire game. They were down 6-1 entering the 3rd period. So there's that. We went into a shootout. We lost. What's new? Jokes aside, Brian Rust is putting out his prime performances right now. Like, this is like prime Brian Rust we're seeing. And he's playing very solid for his team. We still get a point from this. The Hurricanes are not a bad team. I honestly think at full power, we can beat this team in a playoff series. Do I think we will? Probably not. But I think we can. I think that the Hurricanes are not really frauds, but they are very shaky despite their record. So,
I got breaking news.
yeah. Oh, boy, breaking news. What sport?
NFL.
Oh, no.
The Eagles.
Oh, God. Jalen Carter's been re-signed.
Traded for Panthers. Backup quarterback Andy Dalton.
Okay, I don't care. Andy Dalton to the Eagles. Whoopity-doo.
That's a big move, boys.
Yeah, that wouldn't even go. Yeah, if Andy Dalton plays in 2026, sell the NFL. Anyway, yeah, I would say this is a quality loss. I think the Penguins, not that bad of a loss. We both picked the Capitals, and they did nothing. They were up 1-0, and then nothing went towards their net ever again. I'm kind of shocked by this. The Capitals have kind of been owning the Flyers recently, and the Flyers decided to just play for once in their lives. So good on them. I don't know what the Capitals are trying to do. I think they're trying to get a certain playoff matchup that they want, but they're doing very bad at it because now they're outside of the playoffs. So,
They're just trying to get Art next wrong, clearly.
yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, good for them. We both got this wrong. Minnesota. Like, I mean, I guess. They're such a weird team because Minnesota has a great record, but they don't play like it at all. They're the Minnesota Vikings when they went 14-3. So, I fully expect the Minnesota Wild to be upset in the first round of the NHL playoffs. Like, I'm almost confident this will happen. I don't care who it is. But, yeah, the Flyers won another game. Kind of shocking. Yeah, that game happened. And also, I'm still winless against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yeah, I mean, I seriously thought, we're going into a shootout. I'll finally get one right. And then Philadelphia just decided to just shoot the most horrendous, terrible, awful shots. Like, I actually don't understand. The Blue Jackets genuinely spite me. They see my videos. That's motivation enough. Like, I actually don't understand it. Alex, yeah, it's just like, it's every time. I'm like 0-9 against this team. I don't understand it. They actually owned me. I don't know how we did this. I was so confident we were going to lose this game through one period because I was like, oh, the Penguins are down 2. We're either going to come back and win or we're going to do nothing. Thank God we did the first one. I honestly think Utah is honestly better than their record because technically they are in the negative. But they play a very solid game. They're very fast-paced. Kind of weird for a new team in the NHL. But I also think Utah is a little bit, I don't know, just iffy. Both these teams very iffy around the sides. So, good win for the Penguins. More points tallied up.
What in the world?
Where was this all year?
Remember when I was crashing out when we lost to I think it was the Sharks 5-4?
Yeah, I don't know how, what? We came in, and we saw, we kicked their ass. Oh my God, like, this is the most shocked I've ever been in any game. I'm so proud. I would have rather, I honestly thought we had a higher chance of the dinosaurs coming back than this score happening. Everybody played well. Like, this was just an all-around. If we play like this in the playoffs, we're winning the Stanley Cup. Like, it's actually ridiculous. We do have to pick until Monday. Tuesday, excuse me. We lost 4. I actually don't know who to pick. We lost 4-5. Nah, I'll pick. I'm gonna take the Hurricanes. I think that at home the Hurricanes are just slightly better than the Penguins. Plus, they're very solid at home, and we're just.
At home, they're slightly better than the Penguins, and at home.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Crosby's back.
Crosby has returned, but I think he's gonna not play like a lot of minutes. I don't think he'll just immediately go. It's gonna be like a time restraint. So, like with the NBA, how they Tatum came back, played 10 minutes. Kind of like that. I think the Hurricanes do get this win. I think they kind of sweep us. But if we play like we did, 5-4 loss. Oh, whatever. If we like with a 5-4 loss, like if we do that again, I'll be very pleased. This is not a bad team at all. So between the Penguins and the Hurricanes, who you got?
We're going to lose because of one man, and his name's Bussy. I love Bussy. That's
Interesting sentence.
yeah, Hurricanes by 3. 4-1. No jokes. Oh. I'm going to do it, Kolstin. I'm going to do it. Give me the Ducks. They're quacking their way. I hate the Flyers. They stink. He's good. Cutter's going to cut his way through this defense and post a victory.
I would like to disagree with that fact. This is the battle of two absolute frauds, and I think one lesser fraud will win. Anaheim has done nothing all year. They're either going to win by 1 or lose by 5. So, this is true. The Flyers cannot score to save their lives. But yeah, nobody's staying up to watch this game, and if you are, please watch March Madness. But it's March anyway. I know, I'm very excited. Yeah, I think the Flyers win. That's about it. Wait, I forgot this game was on the schedule. The Kings did win last time. I'm actually going to take the Flyers again. The Kings are interesting. They're a very interesting team. They're terrible at home. I don't know why. This is like with the Rangers early in the year, but then we realized the Rangers were just bad. No, the Kings are not. Wait, the Kings are not that bad, but they're also not that great. The Flyers are at least just mediocre. They're there for the vibes. So I think I'll take it based off that. I will say the goaltending for the Kings is very solid. This is not showing how good they actually are because they're either letting up 1 or 5. So yeah, I'm going to take the Flyers. Now, I have a feeling you're taking the Kings, so explain why.
Ding, ding, ding. Kolstin's tonight's big winner. The reason why, I don't know if you noticed this or not.
I'm down by 22 games.
No. They have a West Coast doubleheader.
That means they'll get used to the time zones.
That's not how that works, Kolstin. But, yeah, I just think this is the third time I'm going to say this. They're either going to win both or lose both. They are not going to split. And if they split, we split. And I don't want to split with you. So you smell. Please, 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 Pittsburgh. If you do not win this game, Sidney Crosby deserves to cut the rest of the team. Except Benjamin Kendall. I love Benjamin Kendall.
He's pretty good.
He's my guy.
And Brown and Kolstin.
The first line can stay. And out of here, Kolstin. The Jets stink. That's why. Who do you got?
I agree, but I have a feeling. I don't know why. There's always one game. It's gonna come down to goalie play. I think the Penguins have just slightly better goalies. I mean, you can tell by the percent. Oop, I cut that out. That says 2.78. But I think they have slightly better percentages, and also Skinner and
By the way,
that.
It's been a while since we talked about it. We won.
Yeah, we did. We still won that deal, but
Jari is stinking up the net.
the Nets, yeah, bro. Nothing can stink up the Nets, bro. They're already stunk enough. But
The net.
yeah, I know. But
The hockey net.
yeah, I get it. But I think the Penguins can come in. They're not going anywhere. I think they can win pretty easily. We did lose to this team. It was like the first week. So,
How dare we?
yeah, Winnipeg's not that great. They're an interesting team. Oh no, this is my other kryptonite.
Go against what you're thinking. And actually go with what you're thinking.
Oh no, this scares me. I'm gonna take the Flyers. I'm gonna get this wrong. I am 1-7. Oh no, not 1-7. I'm like 1-4 or something. It's not as much. Maybe 1-5. But the Sharks do own me, so I have a feeling. Yeah, you're changing your color. You're gonna pick the Sharks. This is just based off the fact you just want another win. So
I'm 20-something games down. Of course I want another win. Once again, kind of going with the same theory. Remix. West Coast swing. Give me the Sharks. Fins up. That's wrong team. I think this one we will get at home against the Hurricanes. Because it's too early for Hurricanes this time of year. Not actually. We're going to be home. We're kind of on the start of a homestand. Plus, I think this is the third time in 2 weeks we play this team. So we're going to get familiar with them. The reason we're also not going to win this game is because Bussy is not going to play. Yeah, give me the Pittsburgh Penguins to really cement themselves second in the Metro.
if we get second in the Metro, I'll be very pleased. But we are second right now. I am also going to take the Penguins. I'm not copying. But as Aaden said, we play this team 3 times in like 2.5 weeks. So we should get pretty familiar with their game plan unless they switch it up every time. So, yeah, I kind of hope we win at least one of the 3. The rest is March Madness, baby. Now, we do have to talk about all the ACC, Big 10, Big 12 tournament. I'll just go over kind of the shocking ones, not really all the big games. Pitt beating Stanford. Was not expecting that. Everything else went as planned. I'm not going to lie. I did pick California to win, but they just have done nothing to cement themselves as a March Madness team, so they didn't make it. a couple good games here, but nothing really shocking. Duke, Florida State was the best game. As much as I loved Virginia Duke, they felt like kind of Duke was in control. Very good game in Florida State and Duke. And then also, I'm sorry for the camera quality. These are so bad. I tried for like 30 minutes to find for each. This went perfectly as expected. I don't think there was any games I was really shocked by. I don't even know. I mean, Oklahoma State, I guess, winning, but we all had that. Yeah, Houston blew it again. Yeah, there wasn't much to talk about with this. It was just kind of everything that was expected to happen happened. So, yeah, undefeated Big 12 yeah, all that. So that's very cool. This is such a bad photo to show this, but there was like nothing. I looked for all these brackets. There was like they didn't post the new one, so that was interesting. I was also dead on Purdue winning it all. I was not expecting UCLA to make it this far. I mean, I understand it because, yeah, I mean, it got them in March Madness. So good on them, and also good on Purdue for winning it all. Michigan's gonna play with a fire. I think this is gonna be that's gonna be a scary game. Ohio State, Michigan, probably the best game in this entire thing, unless I'm forgetting something, because I guess Michigan, Purdue. But yeah, this was also just an interesting bracket. Penn State sucks. Nobody was expecting Ole Miss to almost make the SEC championship. But Florida just absolute belt to Vandy. I don't know what happened there. No, Florida got belt. They got belted. No, Vandy just killed them. Besides that, yeah. Besides Ole Miss, I guess Oklahoma, and Arkansas surviving Oklahoma, by the way. Yeah, and Ole Miss. At this point, when they made it here, I kind of wanted them to just win it all. I think we all did. But, yeah, as long as it wasn't Bama or Florida, I would have been happy. So, and Kentucky, because screw Kentucky. But, yeah, LSU is just like the worst team here. They're just always bad. Yeah, good on Arkansas. Darius Acuff. We will talk about him. He's very good at basketball. The last slide before we do March Madness. So, nothing really happened here. It kind of just went as... Yeah, Boise State, they had a chance to make March. They would have to probably get all the way to the championship and then at least keep it close. And then we lost to San Jose State, who we beat by 22 and 25. What the hell? I actually don't understand it. We are the only team in this entire bracket to get upset. Everybody else was favored. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Yeah, Boise State way, I guess. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to how do I get out of this? I forget. Oh yeah. We are going to show you the March bracket, and then we're going to predict every game. Now, I do have to center this because I'm not very good at this. So, yes, zoom in on the camera. No, I'm not. I can just circle. It's fine. You just circle the end. Aaden's gonna zoom in, and I'll zoom in for him because this is chaos. We are going to predict. We both mutually agree we are 1-1 because I think we would have picked UMBC in Texas. So I'm gonna be honest. I know nothing about these two. I'm gonna take Lehigh because I like the name. I don't know Lehigh. I don't know. Lehigh. Yeah, I'm gonna take Lehigh. The controversial game that everybody's talking about. Miami of Ohio. I think it's fourth to last in strength of schedule, and they have one loss. However, you still had to play the game. I do not love Miami of Ohio, but I think they will make the tourney. We will predict them later with Tennessee. So I'm going to go from left to right, so we'll go all the way down and then all the way to the right. We are only going to do, I believe, the first 2 rounds, because this doesn't happen until next week, and then we don't do the Final Four in the championship. So, Duke. Oh, my God, that was a terrible circle.
Kolstin, here, hold on. May I make a suggestion?
Yeah, what's the suggestion? I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. Oh, wait, that's actually a really good idea. So, I'm going to take Duke. Good first game. If they lose to a 16 seed, frauds. I'm going to take Ohio State in the 8-9 matchup. Nothing against TCU. I just have not seen anything from them that makes me think that they are impressive at all. So, yeah, good on them. I am going to take St. John's to beat Northern Iowa.
Oh, you're copying me.
It's Northern Iowa. Now, I think they could beat St. John's. The thing is that St. John's is either going to go to the Sweet 16 or they get bounced first round. It's always with that. As much as I hate Darren Peterson, I think they'll beat Cal Baptist. They should. They could. They probably will. We'll see. This is going to be my first upset. I'm going to take South Florida.
Oh, the pick you were bashing for me. Always.
Yeah, the top player, Michael Brown, is not playing. So, without that, I don't think they win. So, I'm going to take South Florida. This is a trap game for Michigan State. I think that I think Michigan State has everything better, but it's March. So, I think that's yeah, I think they should, get the win. I'm going to take UCLA based off what I saw in the Big Ten tournament. This team looks a lot better than UCF on basically everything. And then I'm going to take UConn. They're frauds, but they'll make it past the first round. Yeah, you're not on the camera. Great job. So, I told you all my games, but Aaden can show it if he really wants to. I don't care who wins against Lehigh and Prairie View A&M. I'm going to take Florida by 50 here. Yeah, I'm going to take Florida by 50. I'm going to take Iowa. Clemson's a very good defensive team, but they just lost their primary big man. So,
I'm gonna be straight up on this. Through here, we have
it's okay, well. So I'm going to take Iowa. These next three are hard. McNeese, who's already known for
Amir Oregon.
yeah, they already upset once.
Clemson last year.
I think Vandy is either going to play really good or really bad. But I think that I'm going to take Vandy. I think them making the ACC championship kind of the SEC, kind of proves that they are a very solid team. But McNeese is not going to make it easy. This is a team that just loves to upset. They should probably be like a 10 seed. But, we got to have Texas A&M have bias. So, yeah, I'm going to take Nebraska. Troy also. These two teams play the exact same. I'm going to take Nebraska based off the fact I think they play tougher opponents. That's about all my reasoning.
Swear to God.
This is the toughest one. No Caleb Wilson for North Carolina, but their guard play has been very solid. VCU is just fast. Like I looked at them, they're just fast, just naturally fast. I'm gonna take North Carolina. I think that I'm being very boring with my picks here. I swear it gets better. I just think that North Carolina just has played tougher opponents. I know it's a very standard thing to go by, but
We're calling his bracket the no fun.
yeah, really. But I think that they will get the job done. And then I'm sorry, Penn, but yeah, you're not any good. Yeah, I'm gonna take Illinois. You're not any good. Oh my goodness, this is such a tough one. I will get Houston out of the way.
Yeah, Final Four, baby.
No, but I think they can definitely beat Idaho. Sorry, Idaho. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to pick Houston for the next game. So it doesn't really matter who wins this game.
Yes, sir.
But if I had to pick out of all the players on Golden State, no, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to take St. Mary's. I think A&M is too shaky of a team. I think that they are just not that great of a team either. They got smacked by Oklahoma. And St. Mary's, despite losing to Boise, don't know how that happened, but they've been at least solid, but they haven't been really great. Now, granted, I have them losing Houston, but I think they're still going to be better. North Carolina and Illinois, I'm going to take Illinois. They're just better at what North Carolina does. So you have your hand raised. So, oh boy, who's it now? DeMario Davis. He's already out of the league. T.Y. Hilton retired. Nebraska and Vandy. No, I don't really care for T.Y. Hilton. I mean, he's cool and all, but Vandy and Nebraska. Also, I'll just get this one out of the way. Iowa and Florida. I'm going to take Florida. That's a really bad circle. But between Vandy and Nebraska, I'm going to take Vandy. I think that, first off, a Vandy-Florida rematch, absolute cinema. And second off, I don't get to pick until next episode. You got to stay tuned. But,
Oh my God, wait, Colts, we're gonna have 3. It's March.
yeah. I think Vandy is a better physical team than Nebraska, which makes no sense because Nebraska is trying to be physical all year, but they're not very good at it. You're going to get your first big upset. I'm going to take UCLA to beat UConn. There's nothing good about UConn. I'm going to be honest. Out of all the teams in this entire bracket, I think they're the worst of the highest seeds, like the 1 through.
I pick Lehigh.
No, not Lehigh, but I think that they will definitely be, on upset watch, and I think UCLA can get it done. Between Michigan State and South Florida, I will be taking Michigan State. Sorry, South Florida. I don't think you're that good. St. John's and Kansas. On ESPN, this is the most close distributed on who they think is going to win. It is 49-51 in favor of St. John's. This game will not be close. I'm taking St. John's. I don't care if St. John's plays in the Big East. Kansas is a big fraud. So,
I knew it was coming.
Darren Peterson is going to play 15 minutes, put up 9 points, 3 of 18 shooting, 3 of 15 from 3, and 8 for 9 from the free throw line. I know that doesn't equate to 9, but it's somehow going to happen. Yeah, if Kansas wins this game, if they make it at a Cal Baptist, which they should, and beat St. John's, I think they make it to the Elite Eight. I think they will beat Duke. So, in between Duke and Ohio State, I will be taking Duke. So, yeah, good for them. They get to go to the second round, or I guess Sweet 16. We move.
Act like the
I have no. It's like this. I don't know. But we move over to the.
Are there any battles?
Yeah, we move over to the.
Your fat head is in the left.
Stop. We move over to the right side. Now, I love the Finns. I've seen their social media crew. Fantastic. Arizona wins by 60. I would love for the Finns to win this game, but it's not going to happen. This is another tough one, but I think it's gotten more easy to pick as the day goes on. I'm going to take Utah State. Villanova has not impressed me through all. Villanova has not impressed me through any of their games. And I don't think that they're really going to compete with Utah State. I think it's our one Mountain West team. Let us have this. So, these two. Yeah, they must be in. But Wisconsin and High Point, when I say these two teams are the literal exact same team, I am not joking. You can look at the statistics. I'm going to take Wisconsin based off the fact I've seen nothing from High Point. But, Wisconsin. You could definitely lose this game. Don't trip up. Arkansas. I am a massive Darius Acuff fan. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, like he's like the best point guard in the nation. I don't think it's particularly close. Darren Peterson, crying tears. DeBonsta is not losing to Texas. That's all I gotta say. They're just not losing to Texas. DeBonsta is just that good. Kennesaw State's no good, so I'm gonna take Gonzaga. Fraud watch, but still. The SEC gets too many representatives. Miami's not that bad of a team. That's my reasoning. Queens sucks. Give me Purdue. This is we're back to the boring. There's really no upsets. I'm sorry, Howard. You're not winning against Michigan. It's just they're just not. They're Howard. This is a good draw for St. Louis. But Georgia, excuse me. I'm going to take Georgia. I think St. Louis kind of fell off at the end of the year, and also they're not that great of a team. If there was one upset to happen in the entirety of March Madness, if I were to pick it, it's this game right here, Texas Tech and Akron. No. I'm being very boring if you can't tell. Akron is, I think, 28-5, but they are Miami of Ohio if they just lost a little bit more games. I said Miami of Ohio is, I think, the 4th easiest schedule. I'm almost confident Akron is 5th. So, yeah, no, they're not. Are they both in the? Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah, they're not great. I'm going to take Bama over that team. So we're gonna leave Miami of Ohio for last. I feel like that's the. Yeah, Wright State, Virginia's defense is just too good. Yeah, they're gonna be going home. As much as I hate Kentucky, I don't think Santa Clara stands a chance. I think Kentucky's still not great, but they're better than Santa Clara. A lot of people have been saying Santa Clara is this solid team. I don't see it, and then I'm going to be boring.
This is the most likely upset. No.
But I'm going to take Iowa State over Tennessee State. Yeah. Tennessee and Miami of Ohio or SMU. Now, we're going to go in 2 different directions here. I'm going to move over here because I need a little bit of space for this. If SMU wins, I'm going to take Tennessee. I think that SMU, it's fast-paced versus Tennessee's Nate Amon, slow-paced, blah, blah, blah. Let me change the color, so I think you know what's coming. If Miami of Ohio wins, I will give Miami of Ohio the win. I am not big on Miami of Ohio. I've said this all year. I think they are frauds, but this is an incredibly good draw for them. Nate Amon is scheduled to play, but on a minutes constraint. So, and that's their best player, best rebounder, best player. So, without that, Tennessee doesn't really have much. They're known as a 3-point shooting team, but if they go against a solid defensive team, they don't do much. Now, granted, both Miami of Ohio and SMU are not good defensive teams, but I think they can get it done against Tennessee. Yeah, Arizona and Utah State. This game will not be close. I'm taking Arizona. Wisconsin and Arkansas.
I think this is the best.
Yes, I think this is going to be a fantastic game. I love Wisconsin, but I just can't see them beating Darius Acuff. He's just too good. BYU and Gonzaga. I'm taking BYU. I actually am going to spoil one pick, which we'll get to, for the Sweet 16, which might be wrong, but still. I'm taking BYU over Gonzaga. Now, Gonzaga's going to win this game by 30, or they're going to lose it by 3. DeBonis is either going to put up 50, or he's going to put up 2. So, there's no in between. There's no saying what's going to happen. Miami and Purdue, I'm going to pick Purdue. This is the game I'm going to show you. Between Purdue and BYU, I'm going to take BYU again. Yeah. Now it is going to be BYU in the Elite 8, so that's a bit scary. Now, granted, if BYU loses, I'm allowed to redact this because no, because
So you're allowed to pick your whole bracket, then.
no, because if we are not doing the Elite 8 or the Sweet 16, excuse me, we're not doing the Sweet 16 next week. So let's say BYU loses and I don't know, Purdue. Yeah, no. If BYU loses this game, then I'm cooked here. But if Gonzaga wins here, and Purdue wins, where here, or no, excuse me.
What are you?
I'm very bad at this. If Purdue wins here and BYU loses here,
If it's Gonzaga, Purdue, you're allowed to repick.
yeah, I'm allowed to repick. But if it's BYU and Purdue, I'm still sticking with Purdue or BYU, excuse me. But I'm.
Purdue wins everything by 10. BYU needs 8.
Yes, I'm still taking BYU. So, Michigan and Georgia, this will be a lot closer than people think. I think Georgia has a very sneaky potential to beat Michigan, but based off what Michigan just played, they're not going to want to lose in the first 2 rounds. Texas Tech and Bama, absolute slaughterfest. Give me Bama. They could lose to Akron, and Bama's not losing to Akron. So, yeah. Once again, it's either Miami of Ohio or Tennessee versus Virginia. Either way, I'm taking Virginia. So, yeah, I honestly think if Tennessee survives Miami of Ohio / SMU, this game will not be close. If they blow out either one of those two, this game could be close. But Virginia's defense is what Houston should be. So there's all that. And then Kentucky and Iowa State. I'm going to be boring and take Iowa State. Kentucky's not that great. I mean, they used to be great, but they've not been, this elite team. So that's my first 2 rounds. Let's hope the mic doesn't cut out so I get to actually not suffer through the records. So I'm
just getting your final everything.
yeah, this is my bracket for the first 2 rounds. The circles are for post me. The circles are who I pick. So in the second round. So please don't screw this up, future me. Yeah, I think I have. Well, how many upsets do I have? I have 1, 2.
How many games?
Yeah, out of all the games. So I got 2 on this side total. 3.
What do you mean total games? Like upsets?
Yeah, like I have 3 total upsets. Arguably 4 if BYU beats Gonzaga. I do have them beating Purdue. So, yeah, I'm pretty boring. 3 upsets. Now, granted, I guess I have Miami of Ohio, so you could count that as you could count Miami of Ohio as 4 if they do win. But if they lose, then I still have 3. So 3 to 4. You can erase all the writing if you want, or you can keep it and erase what I. Yeah. Aaden in the first 2 rounds of March Madness. Who you got?
Well, do you people like fun? I do.
16 seeds in the final.
How'd you know? You silly badilly. I'm going to do mine a little more different than Kolstin. For one, I'm going to go quadrant by quadrant, so you don't have to move the camera as much. You're welcome. Keeping it simple, Duke, Ohio State, St. John's, and Kansas. And then here, we're going to pick Duke, and we're going to pick St. John's. Identical to Kolstin. Kolstin actually got that region right. I'm very shocked. South Florida, I had this pick before the injury. Kolstin had it after, copying me. Michigan State, UCLA, UConn. This region is going to be very chalky, but once it gets into here, it's going to be a very fun region. Touch that. There we go. I'm going to pick Michigan State, and I'm going to pick UConn. You don't usually see a lot of upsets with Kolstin, and I'm actually going to disagree with him on this one. I'm going to save that region for last. That region's going to be a fun region. Arizona versus Long Island. Fins up. The Fins are going to get killed.
Dolphins are going extinct for a reason.
What he said. Utah State. Take a look at those 2 teams.
This was a tough one for me. So.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There's always a 12 final, so, to be fair.
give me High Point. I love High Point. They have a guy on the team. I want to say his name's like Chase something. He has, I think, like 50% free throws or 50% three-pointer on the season. He is 0 for 4 on 2-point shot attempts. This guy is the Steph Curry Davidson, the Andrew Funk Penn State. This guy, High Point's winning that game. Give me Queens. No, I'm kidding. Arkansas, BYU. This region's also very chalky. Miami of Ohio and Purdue.
Miami of Ohio.
Oh, I didn't do these games. Yeah. They're the exact same as Kolstin. You post editing, you'd get the point. Arizona. There's always one team. There's always one team every year that a 10 seed or lower advances to the Sweet 16. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you High Point. They are gonna do it, Kolstin. Give me High Point. You hate them. I love them. This is what we call the get even or get even worse strategy when it comes to records. I'm gonna pick BYU. I hate Gonzaga. I nearly picked Kennesaw State. I can't lie. But I didn't. Gonzaga's a fraud. to Portland. To Portland, Kolstin. Michigan. St. Louis. I hate St. Louis. Kolstin knows I hate St. Louis. Georgia's cold. They're ice cold. St. Louis, they just got to play their game. If St. Louis can play their game, they're going to win. What'd you say up here in this region? A 12 seed always beats a 5 seed? How about 2 of them, Kolstin? Give me Akron. LeBron's going to carry this team.
Yeah, these two are like the biggest upset for the games. If they have Katie Thompson, this game's not close.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if Kolstin does this or not. He might. Look it over to me. Alabama's best player got arrested earlier this week. Ladies and gentlemen, these two teams play identical. The biggest shock in March. Give me Hofstra to beat Alabama. This is March. No fun Kolstin over here. Give me Miami of Ohio.
What about SMU wins?
Give me SMU. This is the region of chaos. Give me Santa Clara, and then they stink. They stink.
Boise should be there.
They won their conference. Boise.
Should be there.
That's the last game I'm going to be picking.
Tennessee, or Miami of Ohio and Virginia. Santa Clara, Iowa State.
Come here, Colson.
I'm actually just gonna
I'm going to lock in. People now. I'm kidding. I'm not going to get that far ahead of myself. Is this in cam over here? Oh, was it? St. Mary's, Illinois, VCU, Nebraska, Vanderbilt. I was going to pick McNeese, but I didn't. You know what? I lied. I'm picking McNeese. I wasn't thinking about it. Yeah.
No, what? Give it, Troy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to witness history.
A 1 seed falls
No.
to a 9.
No. For the first time in a long, long, long time, 3 12 seeds or lower are going to be in the Sweet 16. McNeese to play Florida. What do we got up here?
They get Bell.
High Point to play Arizona, and Akron to play Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll do it after. I lost myself. VCU, Illinois. This game's gonna be very fun. Akron, Hofstra. Give me Akron. Their best player hasn't been arrested. Ladies and gentlemen, my March Madness bracket. If you like fun, you're going to like me. If you're boring, you're going to like Kolstin. You gave me 3. I have 3 12 seeds in the Sweet 16. My bracket's fun. You want me to pick Troy? You got everything here, Kolstin? No. I am not picking Troy, Kolstin.
Who's Kolstin?
That's gonna do it for the slides. It's gonna do it for the slides.
Is that what you were doing back there?
Yes. For Kolstin.
Make sure that's in frame.
So for Kolstin's nose that size, I'm Aaden Stevens. I'm the fun guy. He's the no fun guy. Didn't talk about darts because not a lot happened. Littler wins again. Clayton wins again. It's not shocking. Kolstin is going to have 6 or 7 upsets in his whole bracket. That's the whole reason I picked this as our final shot. But let's go back to the records, and you'll see why I have 3 12 seeds going into the final. I'm down by 22 games.
It'll be more.
This is what we call the get even or get even worse. Come here, Kolstin. Get in the frame. I'm Steve. He's Kolstin Diven. You've watched the MC Report, episode 19. Bye.